Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Jeff. Haven't done that in a while. Took a few takes.
Morning, Jeff.
Morning, Jeff.
Good morning to you guys.
Good
I've
morning,
been up
Jeff.
probably too long and haven't had any caffeine, but I'm really feeling it today. Seems like we're going to have a good one. I'm joined by
You
all...
want a sip of my coffee?
No, that'll be too far. But I'm joined by all the guys in the studio, Neal, Matt, and Ken. How are y'all doing?
How y'all doing? I'm doing great, y'all.
Oh, is that a new thing?
Well, no, he just sounded Southern, so I had to return
Fresh
the
in your
favor.
coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, Southern Jeff, new character.
Want me to warm you up there, Jeff?
No, as
The answer is always yes.
The answer is always no, because if anything, you could cool me off would be great.
I just want Jeff to stand in between my arms and just let me shake my hands to warm you up, if you know what I mean.
I know what he means.
You know what I
I
mean? It's
do
like
know-
friction.
I do know what you mean.
You know, we do this at the beginning of the episode, and it's very confusing for new listeners.
It is very confusing.
Well, we've
So this
definitely...
is a trivia podcast.
And we definitely already delved into the lack of seriousness. So welcome. But we've got a couple great guests with us today. The first one I'm going to introduce here is actually going to be teaming up with myself, Oakland 5 supporter from Scituate, Massachusetts, Luke Poppish. How you doing, Luke?
Great, guys. How you doing?
Why don't
You
tell
got it
us a
right
little-
first try, man. Scituate right out of the gate.
I was
on
practicing hard for you. I couldn't remember what
I
our
know.
tagline was for the show, but I knew what city you were from. So
That's perfect.
why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, yeah. My name is Luke Poppish. So I'm 45 years old. I have a family of 5, a wife of 16 years, and 3 daughters. So I'm surrounded by girls. Hence my presence now in the man cave down in the basement. Yeah. And I'm a vice president of operational excellence over at a healthcare system just north of here. And,
sounds
I'm
important.
really happy to be here. Oh,
Nice.
I'm wicked important. I'm wicked important.
Wicked important.
He's doing
Yeah,
it.
don't
He's
get
doing
it-
the
don't get
important stuff.
Don't get it twisted. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you about. I mean, I could talk about myself for an hour. So we're talking about trivia here. So I don't
Yeah,
want
that'll be hard for Ken to cut down, but appreciate you
Sorry,
joining
Ken.
us today.
When I describe
that too
my
much,
profession,
Ken?
nobody ever says, "Oh, that sounds important."
Well, we'll have it'll be a Patreon bonus, an hour long of Luke just talking about himself. Have no fear, it's coming.
People say that sounds interesting.
I thought maybe you were going to do an hour Patreon bonus just lauding praise on Ken, so he felt important.
We could do that too. It'll just never get
Ooh,
released.
I'd love
It's like
it.
the Wu-Tang album. No one's ever going
Yeah,
to listen
Ken.
to it.
Yeah, Ken. We put it up. We really did.
All right, so I appreciate you joining me today. Looking
thank
forward
you,
to
guys.
having Luke as a teammate, but can't have a game without a host. So I'm going to be introducing our guest host, not a robot patron from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Micah Moody. How you doing today, Micah?
Hi, I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
I think we're doing great. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm a 41-year-old collection officer at a mid-sized credit union here in North Carolina. I've been here my whole life. I'm originally from Fayetteville. I moved to High Point once I got married, and now we're in Winston-Salem. I just keep moving further inland. But I came to trivia like most people, watching Jeopardy, and found a couple of podcasts, movie trivia podcasts, and then I found Trivial Warfare, and then I found you guys, and the pace of the show and the way you guys interact with each other. I've become a huge stan. I've been through all the episodes once already. I started in December, and I've already been through, and now I'm listening again. It's a good listen anytime you need it. So.
Good.
Too much of us.
Yeah,
No.
you've watched us grow from little potatoes and
Yes.
big potatoes.
Big potatoes. No medium potatoes.
I feel like a big potato today. I
You guys
appreciate
do
it.
what Micah said though. You guys do one of the best. Like I like your trivia podcast. I listened to a bunch. I should have included that. And you guys are definitely one of the best. Like pace, humor, and balance of knowledge it's fun to listen to.
Thank you very much.
thank you.
One of the
Yeah.
top 20 for sure.
Especially one of the top 20 in Illinois.
Best one in LaGrange Park.
Best one in the Range Park
Chicago-based
named
trivia
Triviality.
shows top 20, right?
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate the kind words. We always strive to make sure we deliver a quick, punchy episode every week. And the reason we're able to do that is because of our patron supporters, which both of our guests are. So
Thank you very much.
before we get this game started, Ken, I think we need to know how it's played.
Yeah, let's get one of those special imitation rules that we haven't heard in a while. So let's do Patrick Warburton.
Rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds, worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there will be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated, have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. The end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop. Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I mean, he's supposed to be Patrick Warburton's character in Family Guy. That's East Coast, kind of like Luke, right?
Yeah.
In that Massachusetts area, I guess. Yeah. And well, speaking of teams, though, Ken, you and I are going to play today. We actually went to the club the other night, socially distanced, of course, but we dressed as the characters from Battlefield Earth. We called ourselves the Leverage Lotharios.
That was our Halloween costume.
Halloween costume.
Battlefield Earth.
Yeah, we were John Travolta from
both
Battlefield
John
Earth.
Travolta?
We were both John Travolta. Yeah,
I was Forrest Whitaker.
you were. So, do you want to be the Leverage Lotharios then?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think inspired by Luke's excellent Oregon Trail T-shirt, we came up with the Dysentery Blues is going to be our team name, right?
Because you certainly would have the blues if you had dysentery.
Yeah.
Also, it just comes hand in hand.
But you don't want it to come hand in hand, that's for sure. And Matt, you're such a good manager. Matt's going to be the manager today. You're going to be color commentary.
Yeah, I'm here to kick out any riffraffs or calm down things down.
You're the Tom Thibodeau of Triviality.
Ice. That's
Maybe.
it's for like 3 people.
I was gonna give you a Jim Cornette or maybe even a Paul Heyman, but
Oh yeah, Paul E. Dangerously.
Yeah, those are people.
Well, I think without further ado, we'll get this game started, and I'll hand it off to Micah. Take it away.
All right, thank you guys. Round 1, question 1. You don't know Dick. Born September 12th, 1818, Dick was an American inventor whose list of patents include a screw propeller, a wheat drill, a hemp brake machine, a steam plow, a marine steam ram, and a motor-driven plow. However, his most famous invention was patented in 1861 and ironically created out of concern for loss of life. What is Dick's surname?
Yeah, we really don't know this one, so we're going to take a stab at it.
I mean, I'm blanking, man. I don't know enough inventors of power. Like, it could be like Deere, but I don't know, like a big farm equipment name or something like that.
Yeah. Richard Caterpillar.
Yeah, yes.
Dick Deere.
Dick Deere.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Pretty positive Alfred Nobel's not a Richard, so because that one would have fit otherwise, but I don't know. I think we might just have to tap out on this one. Yeah, we're gonna go Richard Caterpillar.
Is that what happens when you don't groom in a couple weeks?
I don't have dysentery, but I already have the blues after this first question.
That took me a second.
All right. Well, we mostly took the last part of this question to make our guess, and we're gonna say it's Wesson of Smith & Wesson.
Okay, well, I listed all those inventions to try to help get to the clue: a screw propeller, motor-driven plow, a drill. 1861 was the start of the Civil War. He witnessed a battle and wanted to reduce the loss of army sizes to try to reduce the loss of life. His name was Richard Jordan Gatling. He created the Gatling.
Okay.
So we were on the right track.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 2, television. Season 22 of this show was won by Jonathan and Anthony Battaglia, brothers and former hockey players, and it concluded on the steps of the home of our first president in Mount Vernon, Virginia. Name this show.
I have an idea, Luke.
Only a few shows it could be.
I think I got it.
Okay, go ahead, guys.
But I think it might be The Amazing Race.
Yes.
Does that sound good to you?
Agreed. Yep.
Okay.
I applied for that once.
We will lock in with The Amazing Race. Because where else would you be traveling around in 22 seasons?
Yeah, and Micah gave a nice clue there. He said it was 2 contestants, and I knew that Amazing Race always had a duo traveling the world, so we also locked in with Amazing Race.
And both teams are getting points. It is The Amazing Race.
I don't think I would ever want to be on that because I want to
Who would I
spend
go
way
with
too much
in
time.
this room? Who would I go with? I think I wouldn't go with Neal because he'd always be like doing sidetracks to find like the best like.
Well, he would also
Beignet in the
get sick about
city,
like
or-
2 hours in, and you need to pull over.
You're like, but I need to find the best pot stickers.
Is that what those are called?
In Beijing.
Beignets?
Beignets are in New Orleans, yeah. I do travel the most though, so I think
we
I would know where to go.
We got to stop for this cannoli.
That's true.
I'm a huge comedy fan, and Zach Galifianakis had a special a long time ago before The Hangover, and his stand-up is very abstract. It's more like performance art, and he just looked right at this black lady in the front row. He said, "You know that show, The Amazing Race? Is that about white people?" And to this day, it makes me chuckle every time. Every time. It's hilarious. I love it. And speaking of Zach Galifianakis, question 3. He co-starred alongside Paul Rudd, Steve Carell, and Bruce Greenwood as Thurman Munch, an adultering IRS employee who claims to possess the power of mind control in this 2010 Jay Roach film.
We're good.
I haven't thought about that movie in a long time.
Yeah. Sleeper hit. I know. What
Okay, I was making sure I was correct. Yeah, I saw it in the theater, which is kind of embarrassing. Okay.
Trying to think of movies Zach Galifianakis is in that's not one
Maybe
of the
you should have
Hangover
been
movies.
in the movie.
Yeah,
Well, Steve Carell, though.
It's not Anchorman 2. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I'm like total.
yeah.
This is like a
Shit.
total blank spot in my mind.
Yeah, it's annoying because I love all those guys.
Tapping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We have dinner for Schmucks, which Neil saw in the theater, so he should maybe be invited to the dinner.
It
Gross.
absolutely is
yes.
Dinner for Schmucks. Locally sleep. There's Octavia Spencer's in that movie. Bruce Greenwood, Larry Wilmore. It's really a good movie. It's completely silly, but it's good.
I haven't thought about the movie in so long. It's so funny, the question. I can picture the poster too of them both on it.
Question 4. Sweet as coffee. While she has managed to escape marriage in her 72 years, this icon has been in several high-profile relationships that include Freddie Prinze, who wanted her to have his child, Richard Pryor, whom she taught to read, Don Cornelius, Wilt Chamberlain, and Lou Alcindor, who proposed to her shortly after changing his name and asked her to convert. Who is this fetching lady?
Wow.
I think I have an idea, Ken. It came to me because of the Chamberlain and Pryor, but let me just write it down and see what you think.
Looks good to me.
You're good with that? Okay, we're going to lock in over here.
Dionne Warwick?
Sure. I've got no idea.
Jeff was not going to argue either way.
No,
Oh, you have no idea.
I have no idea.
Well, my thoughts is that she is an older lady. I don't know that she's ever been married, but she's 70. I mean, I don't know if she's older than 70 now. Maybe she's too old.
No, I think she might be in her 70s. That sounds about right. So
Yeah, I mean that's the first thing that came to mind just because of the marriage piece, and it's not like Oprah or something like where they had long-term relationships. I feel like she could have been around, but
yeah, we'll go with Dionne Warwick.
I'm sure Jeff is a fan of Dionne Warwick's tweets. Yeah, we went with what I like to call the original Foxy Brown before Foxy Brown took her stage name, and we went Pam Grier.
Yes.
And that would be the correct answer.
Wow.
The title of the clue was Sweet as Coffee, and her first breakout role was in Coffee, the blaxploitation film. So, yeah, Pamela Suzette Grier. She still looks.
I told you I was going to get murdered today.
I love Pam Grier.
All right, question 5. I'm not too old for this ish. You're welcome, Ken. Charles Moss Duke Jr. became the 10th and the youngest person ever at 36 years and 201 days to walk on the moon as part of this numbered Apollo mission in 1972.
We have a good read on this question, we think, based on knowing which mission made it to the moon and which mission didn't. And so we're locked in.
Well, 13 didn't make it, right? 12?
I don't believe it. I don't believe 12 made it either.
Okay.
I think 14 made it and 17 made it. 17 I think might have been the last one. And so 69 was 11. So I'm thinking it's one of the later ones. So maybe this might be the other guy who was not golfing on the moon in 17. So 14, 15, 17. Want to go 17?
I like your last thought. Yeah, I like your last thought.
Well, we are having to guess that this is between the successful Apollo 11 and the unsuccessful Apollo 13. Not knowing too much about Apollo 12, that's our guess.
Okay, neither team gets points. You guys were close. Apollo 17 was the last mission to land on the moon. So the one before that was Apollo 16 that he was a part of. They were both in the same. They went up to the moon multiple times in 1972. It's kind of crazy.
Wow. Matt, what are the scores looking like here? I feel like they're pretty even.
They are pretty even. One team score not going to the moon, unfortunately. Dysentery Blues only has 10 points. The Leverage Lotharios are at 30, so 30-10.
Okay.
Question 6. Cheers to Caleb. Pharmacist Caleb Bradham, proprietor of Bradham's Drug Company, debuted a recipe for his new soda fountain drink in 1893, which is a blend of cola nut extract, vanilla, and quote-unquote rare oils, and referred to it as Brad's Drink. The name of this drink was changed in 1898 as a reference to its alleged claims to aid in digestion. What do we refer to this recipe as now, over 120 years later?
Okay, so I remember the part about Brad's Drink from a long time ago because it's a terrible name. And I think we know the product here, so we're going to lock in.
I have 2 thoughts on this one, and I feel like, unfortunately, it's going to be one of these two. But obviously with the aiding in digestion, go to a doctor, maybe Dr. Pepper. But my strong inclination is because it's cola-based. I kind of remember like having discussed this before, and maybe not on the show, but at trivia, and Pepto-Bismol, aiding in digestion, Pepsi, something like that. So I can't remember how Pepsi got its name, but I kind of feel like it might be Pepsi.
Oh, Pepsi. Vanilla? Yeah, I like the Pepsi thing.
Okay, we'll lock in Pepsi. Hope we're right.
Yeah, now that I hear it, I think you're right, but we went the Dr. Pepper route. I think it's Pepsi, though.
All right, Dysentery Blues with 10 points. It is Pepsi Cola. He took the terms Pepsin and Cola and combined them because he thought Pepsin aided in digestion, even though the drink doesn't have Pepsin in it. So,
Nice move. Nice pull, man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's how I remembered it. I didn't think it was based on like Pepto-Bismol, but I thought like it shared a name, and that's how I kind of put it together in my head. So
You're a genius.
don't go that far, but thank you. Mensa's told me no many times. I'm just kidding.
Somehow the name of this episode will be Jeff's a Genius because he's in charge of that.
are you ready for question 7?
Indeed.
Buried in history. This American Quaker, farmer, businessman, humanitarian, and abolitionist, along with his wife Catherine, are said to have helped an approximately 2,000 escaping slaves during their 20-year period in Indiana, and an estimated 1,300 additional slaves after their move to Ohio. Name this president of the Underground Railroad.
Ken and I discussed, and I know that this person's name is a very cool-sounding name. It wouldn't come to me, so we're just going to lock in with
Ichabod.
Like Ichabod, yeah. We're just going to lock in with a guess.
All right, so Luke and I kind of talked it out. We think the clues don't fit someone like John Brown, but we do like Frederick Douglass, so that's what we're going to lock in with.
I like Frederick Douglass, too.
A lot to like.
So do I. Our answer is not a full answer. One name did come to me. I don't know if it's a first or last name. I don't think we're going to get points, but I, for some reason, think Levi. That's why I said I think the name was famous, so we locked in just with Levi.
Okay, you guys are as clever as I thought you would be. Both teams danced all around it. The name of the category was Buried in History, and his name was Levi Coffin. Levi Coffin.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that much about this guy until I started researching some of these questions. He apparently built a house specifically to stow away slaves, and he was a Quaker, and even after the Council of Friends, the Quaker Council, or whatever you want to call it, told him to stop, he and his wife refused. They moved to a different state and continued to do it and helped another 1,300 people escape. So,
Wow.
That's awesome.
Well, you got the Levi. Good job on that.
That's the only thing I could pull, so I feel good about it. No points, but I feel better about myself.
Moral victory.
Yeah.
all right. Question 8. Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? This posthumous 2004 WWE Hall of Famer, born Sylvester Ritter, got a huge push from the company after winning the Wrestling Classic, the first ever major tournament in their history, by defeating Randy Macho Man Savage in the finals. While he was never the WWE champion, he remained a fan favorite for his interaction ringside with children and the iconic thump printed on the side of his wrestling trunks, an ode to the sound of slamming his opponents to the mat. What was the ring name of Sylvester Ritter?
All right, I says to Neal, that's a Queen lyric. You take it from there, and he is writing down a guess.
I'm trying to think of finishing moves that have anything to do with that. The other one would be Superfly Jimmy Snuka, but I don't know when he died. He was more of a. I can't remember the Ultimate Warrior doing a bunch of stuff like with kids. That sounds so wrong.
Not
sorry.
a good guy. Editorialized. Not a good guy.
But Superfly was like a really he used to he always flew up like the top ropes and stuff like that. But that would be my only other.
It's a good guess.
All the wrestling fans out there are gonna I'd go with that.
We can lock that in because the only thing I know about wrestling and someone who's good with kids is John Cena has done more appearances for Make-A-Wish than anyone else. But that's all I know.
No doubt. Okay.
So we can go Snuka.
Yes, let's go with that.
Yeah, this one, it was very hard. I didn't have any clue.
Isn't that the woman from Jersey Shore?
Snook, yeah.
That's that game that you tried to teach me that's like
Superfly.
Snooki.
There's a combination I don't want to see.
Yeah, you don't want to see that.
Yeah, don't make that the title because then I'll make the art of that.
No.
When she does the frog splash, you get Tanner all over your body. So we didn't really know. This is a very hard question, well written though. And Ken just said that it was a Queen lyric, the category. And so I said maybe it's Freddie. And I know there's like a very, very old wrestler named Freddie Blassie, but I don't.
Freddie Blassie.
I don't know if that's the answer.
Maybe he's classy because he does the work with children.
Maybe.
I wanted to ask Matt. Matt, do you know the answer to the question?
I actually don't. I was racking my brain here, and no, probably a WCW.
I tried to lay it out for you guys. Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? It is a Queen lyric. It's a lyric to Another One Bites the Dust. And the walkout music for the Junkyard Dog.
Oh my
God. I was going to say I literally was going to say Junkyard Dog, but I thought he was alive still. So that's why I didn't say it.
Yeah, ditto.
He died in a car crash in 1998, unfortunately.
Oh my God. Because I have his figure in the other room. That's why
Neil loves a Junkyard Dog.
I love Junkyard Dog. I should have said that. I'm sorry. I thought he was still alive.
You didn't know he was dead?
Snuka is still alive too, isn't he?
Snuka actually wrestled Jericho at like a WrestleMania.
Oh my God.
He was in like a battle royal with
Oh, see it? Yeah.
Is he in jail?
I think he might be in jail.
He did hit someone with a car.
What's with these guys in the cars all the time?
There's potentially a murder investigation, so we might want to cut some of that. Yeah. Also, not a good
He's my
dude.
favorite.
And Jimmy Snuka did. He passed away in 2017. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so it's recent. Okay.
All right. Question 9. Possibly the oldest cultivated grapevine in the Americas, the mother vine growing on Roanoke Island produces a muscadine variety of this grape, which shares its name with 2 rivers and a piece of written music for piano by John Wesley Work. What is the name of this grape variety?
All right. I think I have a grape that matches a few categories, so we're going to lock in.
Anything, Jeff?
Yeah, I might. The only grape I know for sure is a Concord grape. There's probably a Concord River, if you want to lock that in.
It's good with me. I was trying to think of wine grapes, and none of them match any of the river type of stuff. So.
Yep, we will lock in Concord.
Yep, we love our Welch's grape juice. Everybody's got a glass here in the studio. Sponsored by Welch's. Concord.
Again, no points for either team. The variety of grape is called a Scoopernog. Scoopernog.
Ooh.
The classic Scoopernog.
Well, the good news there is I was never going to get that in a million years.
Scoopernog sounds like a receiver the LA Rams would hire.
Yeah.
Got picked up on waivers. Ray Scoopernog. Okay.
I'm never gonna make it as a sommelier, guys.
He was so good, but he's from Miami of Ohio. Just so we can say I'm from the Miami of Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he wasn't good against
sommelier,
press
I'd be like,
coverage. Who would have figured? All right. Question 2. Last question of this brutal round.
No, keep it going, we all said. Let's go.
Robert Moog was an American engineering physicist and later research professor. He is credited with the invention of the first commercial one of these in 1964, leading to its extensive use in popular music. What did he create?
Oh.
And shout out to Parliament Funkadelic for showing us the way.
All right, we are locked in.
Yeah, Moog is like they make pedals, right, for guitars and things.
It sounds right. Yeah, I would think so.
So What do you think? I was thinking like a distortion pedal or something like that.
Yeah, first pedal, distortion pedal, something like that.
That's a pretty good guess. We have a slightly different guess. So if I said what pop punk band, Matt, makes good use of the Moog, you would say Motion City Soundtrack. Synthesizer.
That is 10 points. That is a synthesizer.
Love them.
It's the one that goes wee wee wee.
What was that? How does that go?
Wee wee wee.
Yeah,
Sounds like a bad whammy.
So Matt, like Parliament, Ken and I, we want the points. So what are the points?
Give us the points.
We want the points, Matt.
Matt, we want the points.
I know. I understand that you want the points, but I have to count the points, and it takes me
Not
a little
hard.
bit
They
of
only
time.
have 4 right in that round.
That is
we
true.
had 2.
So, as Jeff just said, taking my job, the score is the Leverage Lotharios with 40 to the Dysentery Singing the Blues with only 20 points. But let's see if we can change that going into a swing round, right?
The swing round is hip hop anonymous.
Yeah,
I am going to give you gentlemen the full birth name, the birth date and location, and the title and year of their first solo release of these hip hop artists. All you have to do is give me their stage name.
Okay.
Oh, so screwed.
This is not Jeff's game, that is for sure.
I'm having fun though.
All right. Question 1. Lonnie Rashid Lynn, born March 13th, 1972 in Chicago, Illinois. The debut album was Can I Borrow a Dollar in 1992. Question 2. Russell Tyrone Jones, born New York, New York, November 15th, 1968. His debut album was in 1995. Returned to the 36 Chambers, the dirty version. Question 3. Sean Corey Carter, born December 4th, 1969 in New York, New York. His debut album was in 1996. It was Reasonable Doubt.
Your boy.
Okay, I feel a little bit better.
Question 4. Calvin Cordozer Broadus Jr., born October 20th, 1971. Debut album was 1993, Doggy Style. Question 5. Question 5.
Adele.
Terrence Levar.
All right, hold on.
Yes. Wow.
Sorry.
Question 5. Terrence Levar Thornton, born May 13th, 1977. His debut album as a solo artist was in 2013. My Name is My Name. Question 6. James Todd Smith, born January 14th, 1968 in Bayshore, New York. His debut album was in 1985. It was entitled Radio. Question 7. Trevor George Smith Jr., born May 20th, 1972 in New York, New York. His debut album as a solo artist was in 1996 and called The Coming. Question 8. Clifford Smith Jr., born March 2nd, 1971 in Hempstead, New York. His debut album was in 1994 and it was called Tikal. Tical. Number 9 was Wasalu Muhammad Jocko, born February 16th, 1982 in Chicago, Illinois. His debut album was in 2006 and entitled Food and Liquor. And number 10 was Inga DeCarlo Fung Martian, born September 6, 1978. Her debut album was in 1996 and entitled Il Nana.
Okay, we will look these over and we'll be right back. And we are back, and I will just be silent and let Neal take away the swing round.
I have a similar strategy. Luke killed it, so I'm going to let him do the same.
Great. Micah?
We think.
All right. Question 1 was Lonnie Rashid Lynn, born March 13th, 1972 in Chicago, Illinois, and whose debut album in 1992 was entitled Can I Borrow a Dollar? What'd you guys come up with?
We thought that this was Common. That was our answer.
Hey, we said Common.
We have that answer in common.
It was good to watch Dysentery Blues work that out. They figured out that he was in Chicago, and they named the 2 Chicago rappers that they knew, and they got this one right. So that was great. Question 2, Russell Tyrone Jones, born New York, New York in 1968. Name of his debut album in 1995 was Return to the 36 Chambers, the Dirty Version. What could you guys possibly come up with for that one?
ODB.
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 It is the old DB, Dirk McGirt himself.
I mean, if it's the dirty version.
Question 3. Sean Corey Carter, born December 4th in New York, New York. 1996, Reasonable Doubt. What'd you guys get?
No.
Chill. Well, we went Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, both teams getting points. It was Jay-Z.
Got impressions.
I love it. That reminds me of that time you showed me the website where it was just all of like the rappers' hooks. Like,
oh, it's a soundboard. Yeah, it's just all
soundboard.
all the little grunts and stuff they make. Like DMX going, but, and then Jay-Z go, chill.
Yeah. I've seen there's video, they have to go in the studio and cut that. They're listening to themselves. Yeah, that lyric hit hard, son. You know what I'm saying? All right, question 4. Calvin Cordoza Broadus Jr., born October 20th, 1971, and whose debut album was 1993's The Doggy Style.
The one of the only two that I knew, Snoop Dogg.
is that because he's Martha Stewart's best friend?
That's right.
Yeah, we had Snoop.
It is Snoop Dogg. Number 5, Terrence Levar Thornton, born May 13th, 1977, whose 2013 debut was entitled My Name Is My Name.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. We locked in with Pusha T.
We had Joe Budden. We got that one wrong.
Yeah, I made sure to say debut solo album. Of course, he's part of the Clips with his brother Malice, but this is Pusha
Clips.
T.
Yeah.
Question 6, James Todd Smith, born January 14th, 1968 in Bayshore, New York, and whose 1985 debut was entitled Radio.
Neil wants me to do some of these, but I'm not going to pretend that I know.
You don't want to? Okay. Well, I thought you were going to do this one because
just take your credit.
You, along with the ladies, both love LL Cool J. So that's what we locked in with.
Yeah, we had LL Cool J as well.
Recent Hall of Fame inductee, LL Cool J. Let's see. Number 7, Trevor George Smith, born May 20th in 1972 in New York, New York. And his debut in 1996 was entitled The Coming.
Yep, we went with Mr. Busta Rhymes.
Oh, yep. We had KRS-One.
Yeah, Neil is on it. It is Busta Rhymes.
Neil is killing me. I thought I did well, and then Neil came in.
Have nothing to do with this.
Ken was there every answer saying, I think it's this.
Don't give me credit. Where no credit's due.
That could be helpful. Might need a push in the right direction. Number 8 was Clifford Smith Jr., who was born March 2nd, 1971 in Hempstead, in New York, and whose 1994 debut was entitled To Cal. What you guys
this
get?
one,
M-E-T-H-O-D, man.
This one we had a lot of trouble with, and Ken just said maybe it's one of the dudes from Migos, so we just said Quavo.
Way too early.
Cal is Method Man.
Yes, the album was entitled To Cal, which is Lace It spelled backwards for the marijuana blunts he used to smoke laced with PCP. I'm glad he's doing okay. It's Method Man.
My favorite.
Every morning.
Nothing gets me going like To Cal. Number 9 was Salu Muhammad Jaku, born February 16th, 1982 in Chicago, and whose 2006 debut was entitled Food and Liquor.
This one we knew from the album name and from the album cover, and Chicagoan. So we said Lupe Fiasco.
Yeah, Jeff contributed on this one and pulled some Lupe. So we got Lupe Fiasco as well.
It is Lupe Fiasco. And finally, number 10, Inga DeCarlo Fung Martian, born September 6, 1978, and whose debut was Il Na Na in 1996. What'd you get, Lotharios?
This one, I was happy you did this clue because we mentioned her earlier, and we went with Foxy Brown.
Yeah, Foxy Brown.
And Foxy Brown is correct. You guys did pretty good.
Yeah,
what I
pretty
initially
successful
played this
swing round here. What do you think? What do you think, Matt?
After that swing round, added a lot of points to our scores. Dysentery Blues is all the way up to 60 now. Just a little bit behind the Lotharios at 85.
Looks like we've got leverage on them.
I think we do.
All right, ready for round 2. Question 1. O'Hare International Airport is one of the world's busiest airports thanks to its large number of regional flights. It is named after Lieutenant Commander Edward Henry Butch O'Hare, the Navy's first WW-2 fighter ace. He became the first naval aviator to receive the Medal of Honor for his actions in defense of the USS Lexington. He also received this award posthumously, the United States Navy and United States Marine Corps' second highest military decoration, awarded for soldiers and Marines who distinguished themselves for extraordinary heroism in combat with an armed enemy force. Name this award.
Okay, our knowledge on military medals is a bit limited, but I think we can name at least one that we think would be a good answer, so we're locked in.
What do you think on this one, Luke?
Jeff, I'm lost on this one.
Okay.
Do you have any idea?
Well, a couple come to mind: Medal of Honor and Purple Heart. And I think you have to die in combat to get a Purple Heart, or maybe not, but
Injured.
No.
Yeah.
Just wounded.
Yeah.
Wounded, yeah.
Yeah.
He was given it posthumously, so I'm not sure if that plays into it.
Yeah. I like the Medal of Honor. I'm good with that.
Okay, we'll go Medal of Honor.
Same here, Medal of Honor.
The second highest award that you can receive as a commendation in the Navy or the Marines is the Navy Cross. It's been awarded 6,300 times so far. And in doing research for the question, I found a lot more about Butch O'Hare's father. He was a lawyer, apparently, for Al Capone and threatened to snitch after Al Capone was released from Alcatraz. And a week before he was released, he was murdered in Chicago in his car. Didn't know that about him, but
wow,
thought that was
lots of interesting facts on this game. I gotta say,
there is.
We're learning a lot.
Question 2: twice as famous. The first shots fired in defense of the Union during the Civil War were by this man at Fort Sumter at about 7 a.m. on April 12, 1861. You figure that'd be his claim to fame for all time, but he's definitely more known for something else. In 1905, the Mills Commission convened, and after not much research or deliberation at all, decided to give him credit for creating something he most assuredly did not. To this day, he's sometimes erroneously looked upon as its creator, although it's clearly proven he is not responsible. Who was this man?
I have no idea, Neil.
I don't either.
This is probably going to be a stunning answer that we'll never forget, but I'm afraid we might have to tap here.
Yeah, we're just going to lock in with Thomas Edison. Just go for it. Who cares? Who knows?
Thomas Edison.
Maybe we're right.
Jeff.
Yeah, I've got nothing. I'm fine just letting it ride and seeing the next one.
Yeah.
We're tapping as well, but we're
Fight our
excited
battle.
to find out.
Another day.
If I told you his hometown was Cooperstown, New York, would that help you guys out?
Oh, baseball. It's what's his face?
Abner Doubleday.
Doubleday.
Abner Doubleday.
He fired the first shots at Fort Sumter, and they got fired on first. It's about around 6 o'clock, and then he was instructed to fire back at around 7. So he fired the first shots in defense of the Union. And then in 1905, they were trying to build the mysticism and history of baseball. So they just asked these guys to do some research and come back to us. They asked one guy named Abner Graves, who lived in Denver, Colorado. He said, "Yeah, I saw this guy in Cooperstown named Abner. He was helping these guys play this game called round ball." He was like, "Yeah, that sounds good." And that was it. Right. Question 3. Lighten up, will you? This award-winning American author of young adult fiction titles such as Tenderness and The Bumblebee Flies Anyway is known for his recurring themes of abuse, mental illness, revenge, betrayal, and conspiracy, and for the fact that most of his novels, the protagonist does not win. Name this author. And just for your information, I'm unsure of any relation to former Strikeforce Grand Prix champion Daniel.
So Eric Carl is out because a very hungry caterpillar did not get revenge on anybody.
If it's Jeopardy rules and we can do last name only, Luke, I'll lock in.
It's always Jeopardy rules. Dude. All right, so they're locked in. It's just up to us. Well, like Lemony Snicket sort of thing, because he said the protagonists don't win.
Yes, I like the clue that he gave though at the end. The Strikeforce champion named Daniel. I think that's the wrestling coach guy who was good for a while and then got beat recently. Cormier or Cormier, Daniel Cormier.
Okay,
that's the only. He's the only like UFC fighter I know named Daniel. So
okay,
just want to go Cormier or Cormier.
Cormier, sure.
Okay.
Okay, I may have not thought about this correctly, Luke.
All right, what did you have? What did you lock in with? Jeff? Maybe
For some reason I was thinking of Force India, which is a racing team. So I was thinking it was the racing driver Daniel Ricciardo. So I went with Ricciardo.
All right. Well, the clue was an important part. You both keyed in on it. Neil keyed in on it a little bit better. It is Robert Cormier.
You mean correctly?
I originally thought he meant racing too, but then once he said Strike Force, I was like, oh, okay, so it's fighting. Yeah.
Question 4. What did the Buffalo say when she dropped off her kid at college? Name this HBCU school with the largest endowment as of 2020 at $712 million and can boast famous alumni like Ta-Nehisi Coates, Toni Morrison, Taraji P. Henson, Felicia Rashad, Thurgood Marshall, and coincidentally, the man who played Thurgood Marshall on film, Chadwick Boseman.
Okay, we're going to lock in with a guess.
Do you know this one, Luke?
No, I mean Grambling or so. I'm trying to think of like those schools. Do you have an idea?
No, I don't. When the first couple that come to mind when I think of HBC schools, I'm thinking of like Howard.
Yeah.
I don't think he went to like Tuskegee.
Yeah. I like Howard.
Okay, we will lock in Howard.
Yeah, we clued into that answer right away. I think Chadwick went to Howard, so we're going to just kind of put our chips in on that one. So we also locked in with Howard.
What did the Buffalo say when she dropped off her kid at college? Bison. The Howard Bisons from Washington, D.C. That is correct. Both teams
should have thought about the clue. Didn't matter.
All right, question 5, our obligatory sports question. Aside from teaching us about true friendship via Billy D. Will's portrayal of him in Brian's song, Chicago Bears great Gale Sayers is the youngest person ever elected for enshrinement in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. In a 7-year career cut short by a knee injury, he totaled 4,956 rush yards on 5 yards per carry and 39 touchdowns. 6 of those touchdowns came in one game as a rookie against my 49ers, who must have felt like they were tackling dust in the wind. What was this legend's nickname?
We can lock in over here.
All right, Luke.
Isn't he a ghost? Something with a ghost?
Could be. I mean,
you don't know?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I did watch the movie Brian's Song once.
Who did Dust in the Wind?
Kansas. But I don't think he was anything Kansas. But
Gale Sayers. My dad's gonna kill me when he listens to this podcast.
Ghostly Gale, Galloping Gale. I don't know.
It's like the
Your
white
doorbell's gonna ring at 3 a.m. Your dad is at your door with like a pipe wrench.
We watched Brian's Song together, Luke.
No. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say the Great Ghost, but I don't think that's not right.
Okay, we'll go with the.
I feel like I'm talking about Scooby-Doo.
We will go with the Great Ghost.
Well, it sounds like you were on the Kansas clue.
Yeah, and I think Galloping Ghost is Greg Granger, maybe also a Bears player or something like that.
That is correct.
But we locked in with the Kansas Comet.
Ah.
He is Kansas, Wichita native and University of Kansas alum. Gale Sayers was the Kansas Comet.
Yeah, I was so close.
Pretty nuts that the Bears had him and Walter Payton in their history, like two of the best of all time.
I closed my eyes only for a moment and the points are gone.
Yeah, what a shame.
But let's get the points update, Matt.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, after the first 5 questions in round 2, the Leverage Lotharios have added 30 points to their score, bringing that up to 115. Dysentery Blues still singing the blues, only adding 10 points and keeping it at 70 points. Really bad on this one.
Matt, please.
I had some foreknowledge. So.
Oh, Jesus. Question number 6. Take the number of Spin Doctor Princes times the number of steps Leonard Skinner wanted you to give them, times the number of nations the White Stripes Army was, plus the number of times Jim Morrison wanted you to love him to arrive at this number.
Okay, this is the first question that I've 100%. I'm like, just don't mess up the math, and I've got it.
You remember your order of operations?
Yeah. We can lock in with 100% confidence.
So I just
All right.
don't know the.
Go ahead, Ann.
So I just don't know the last number, the last digit.
How many times Jim Morrison wanted you to love him?
Yeah.
What's their famous song again?
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, now touch me, baby.
Oh, is that where he says "Love Me"? No.
Riders on the storm.
Oh man,
Light
that's
My
tough.
Fire.
Oh yeah, come on, baby, light my fire. Right.
Quite a few.
So you said
Can you put this on the auto tune?
The Doors, not a one-hit wonder.
not a one-hit wonder. So according to your math so far, we have 2 times 3. You said times 7 plus something. So what is 2 times 3 times 7? So we're at 42, and we need plus. How many times did he love you? So I'm just trying to think in trivia terms. Maybe it's just a clean 50. Maybe it's
Love me 50 times.
or plus. That would be plus.
That's a long night, bro.
Plus 8. So plus 8, and then it would be 50 total.
Well, what about 4? Because if it's 4, it really means something per Vanilla Sky.
Oh, that's fine.
Love me 4 times. Love me 1 time. Let's say 1. He wants to be loved 1 time. I don't know
Simple,
this.
man.
I don't know this one.
I don't either.
But 1 is enough, right?
Yeah, so we'll go 43.
43.
All right, Luke, you let me lock in right away.
Yep.
2 princes from Spin Doctors. The second one is Give Me 3 Steps, Leonard Skinner. 7 Nation Army, Jack Black. And Love Me 2 Times.
Not Jack Black.
Not Jack Black, Jack
Wrong
White.
color. Yeah.
I went the wrong way. Jack White has a 7 Nation Army. And the Doors, it's Love Me 2 Times.
Why 2?
I don't know, but he's blown away. So
Okay.
that's 44 if my math's right.
The correct answer is 44. It's 2
One
times
off.
Jim Morrison wanted you to love him. But yeah, you
That
got,
was-
you got all the
That
rest
was
of
a
the numbers correct.
question so close to
Once
me.
at night, once in the morning.
That's it. 2 times.
Neil wanted you. Neil thought he wanted to be loved 50 times. What if you get to
Yeah.
like 48? It's like those last 2. I can't
Now
do
he
it.
was
Girl.
like-
Sorry.
Not Superman.
He was on a lot of drugs. Anything was possible.
I'm no Superman.
By the 49th time.
oh,
Just dust in the wind.
All right. Question 7. Montgomery Cunningham Meigs was a career United States Army officer, civil engineer, and quartermaster for the General Army of the United States during the Civil War. He was also the principal architect of this and chose its location partly to humiliate his former commanding officer for siding with the Confederacy, who he understandably detested.
All right. I have a vague guess on this. Some of the clues make sense, others don't, but we're going to lock in.
Things that I think might need an architect after the Civil War. My first gut goes to the Lincoln Memorial.
Yeah.
Lincoln passed away like 4 days after the end of the war, and
Yep.
well, he was assassinated. I guess he didn't really pass away, but and so I'm thinking Lincoln Memorial.
Love it.
Okay, that's
Good.
what we'll lock in.
Good guess. Ours is kind of similar. We're saying Arlington National Cemetery because it's very much in the same kind of area. Yeah, kind of on the border of where the Union ended and the Confederacy started.
Yeah, it was in
Confederacy
Virginia.
started,
So yeah, if they buried like a bunch of Northerners in Virginia, I could see that.
Okay, both teams locked in, and one team is getting points. Robert E. Lee was his commanding officer when they were on the same side of the Union. And once he separated and went to the Confederacy and lost, Meigs decided to use his home as the place where they would bury the soldiers for the Union. It is Arlington National Cemetery.
Oh wow,
nice job, Ken. That
That's
was
really
great.
I've been there, and Robert E. Lee's, his house is on the grounds.
Yeah, I've never been there, so that's really interesting.
All right, question 8. This portmanteau, which can place its origin to the United Kingdom's Women's Social and Political Union, was coined by an anonymous English journalist in 1914 and is used to describe the application of martial arts and self-defense techniques used by their members. What is this term?
All right. For lack of a better answer, we chose an answer that very well may be a portmanteau, and we didn't know. So
Yeah, first
Ideas, Jim?
first thing I think of when I think of self-defense is Israeli Krav Maga, but I don't think that's
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I don't think that's British, and I don't know if that's a portmanteau. I'm just trying to think of
Yeah.
self-defense, not karate or taekwondo. Those are traditional. Guess we'll guess Krav Maga. I'm totally wrong, but
Yep. Is from Israel, I believe.
Yep.
But that was the answer that we
Yeah.
came up with as well as Krav Maga.
Okay, no points for either team. The Women's Social and Political Union was a women-only political movement for women's suffrage in the United Kingdom from 1903 to 1918. People trying to get women to vote are suffragettes, and they were teaching them self-defense techniques so they could fight off people who were harassing him while they were protesting. So it's suffragitsu.
Oh,
That's cool.
I thought suffragette would be in it, but I didn't even think about combining it with jujitsu. So
You could thank Drunk History for that. The episode where that one was included was one of my
I
favorites.
love
But yeah,
drunk history.
drunk history is great.
Learn a
It
lot
was so great.
Yeah.
So great.
in a fun way.
Okay. Question 9. I'm not sleeping. Most people are familiar with hibernation, the seasonal heterothermy characterized by low body temp, slow breathing, slow heart rate, and a low metabolic rate commonly occurring during the winter months. What is the term for the same condition that occurs during the summer months?
All right, Neil and I really don't have any idea on this one, so we're just going to have to take a tap. Sorry, guys. What's the opposite of hibernation?
Lobernation, I would imagine.
Oof.
I like that joke.
That's fine.
Since we
Should
don't
be your
know,
answer.
we're going to lock in the
Lobernation.
No, we're not.
No.
My God.
It's the low hanging fruit.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, what do we got, Micah?
We'll give you it.
The answer is estivation. Aestivatation.
No Mighty Ducks hint
I was
on
like,
that
that's
one?
when Emilio stops filming for the
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah, Emilio Estivation.
He takes his annual summer break.
And out of the play, when I gave this a play, that's the one question everybody got. I had no idea until I looked it up, but apparently a lot of people know
we're
what
big
estivation
dummies.
is.
It's all these play testers. They're too
They're
smart
smart.
for
They're
us.
smart.
Get out of here,
Yeah.
playtesters.
The crop's too
We-
smart.
Who do you hang
Crop's
out
too
with,
smart.
Micah?
So listen up, Crop. We need
Yeah.
some dumber play testers.
Too smart.
I think you're asking
If
the
you're
wrong
a-
group of people.
If you're a big dummy,
Where did
please
this?
volunteer to play test.
We want you.
Who gifted the United States the Statue of Liberty? I don't know. Liberty Island.
What was his name? He was French,
Liberia.
but I don't know.
Let's see what we got. Last question in the round, question 10. We miss you, Dirt. From collecting welfare checks in a limousine to helping lift a car off a small child to openly admitting onto MTV that he got burnt by venereal disease 2 times, the ODB was never boring. But perhaps his most famous moment occurred in 1998 during the 40th annual Grammys. Feeling slighted after the Wu-Tang lost to P. Diddy for Best Rap Album and quite obviously inebriated, Old Dirty rushed the stage and proclaimed, "Please calm down, the music and everything. I went out and bought me an outfit today that costed a lot of money today because I figured that we would win. Puffy is good, but Wu-Tang is the best. Wu-Tang is for the blank." And 5 bonus points if you can name who was being presented their award for Song of the Year when he uttered this famous phrase.
Oh,
We can lock in.
I figured.
Oh, man, Neil.
I honestly didn't know where this phrase came from until right now, but I know the
Is
phrase.
it forever?
Yeah, forever.
Forever?
Let's do
ever?
that.
All
And
right.
then we get 5 bonus points for the what year was it?
Who he interrupted, basically.
1998,
Taylor
the 40th,
Swift, right?
40th annual. It seems like the same scenario, but this is the
Yeah.
40th Grammys in 1998. The album that they were presenting the Song of the Year to this person.
If this is at the Grammys, 98. Well, Titanic was 97, so is this My Heart Will Go On?
Let's go Celine Dion.
Celine?
That seems
Dion.
about right.
We'll guess for
Yeah,
we'll
let's
guess
go
that for our
Seems right.
our bonus, which doesn't matter, but
Yeah, there's a great Twitter account that's named this phrase, and first we locked in with Wu-Tang is for the children, because they are. And I believe he interrupted the one-hit wonder from the 90s. If you guys remember, I used to listen to it all the time on the radio, Sonny Came Home by Sean Colvin.
Sean Colvin. Yeah.
Well, they're getting points and bonus points. It is
Wow.
Wu-Tang is for the children, and
Oh,
they were
nice,
interrupting Sean Colvin for Sonny Came Home. She comes out the back because I think she had performed, and he took time to make sure that he knew that the Wu-Tang should have won that award.
I think we're getting spanked.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Wu-Tang is for the
yeah.
children. The points are
Murdered.
for the Lotharios. It is 140 for the Lotharios, and the Blues are singing those blues with 80 points.
All right, going into the final, what are our categories today?
The categories are locations.
Okay, so all 5 location.
All 5 will be location.
All right, with that intimidating category for the final rounds, all the wagers are in.
Right, guys. I am going to give you the location of something that occurred, and I need you to tell me the building where this thing happened at. And question number 1, the host stadium of the first Super Bowl. Question 2, the location of the largest private residence in the United States. Question 3, the building used for George Washington's first inaugural address. Question 4, the building used for the coronation of Napoleon. And question 5, the home of the Duke Blue Devils men's and women's basketball teams.
All right, we'll ponder these and we'll be right back. All right, and we are back with our answers. Just for the record, we bet 10s all the way down, and the Blues bet 15, 15, 15, 15, 20.
We bet everything we had. I feel good about locations.
All right, let's see what happens.
Right, guys. The host stadium of the first Super Bowl was where at, you guys?
Yeah, so for our 10 points, we thought the Packers were in the first Super Bowl, and we just figured it's got a long history. We just said Lambeau Field.
For this one, I'm pretty sure there hasn't really been a team that has hosted at home in the Super Bowl, because that almost happened with Minnesota a couple years back. And I'm pretty sure this is the location of the Rose Bowl. We said LA Coliseum.
So a team actually has hosted a Super Bowl. It happened last year. Tampa Bay did.
Oh, that's right. That was the first time.
That's the only time it's happened.
Yeah.
And the first Super Bowls weren't called Super Bowls. It was just the AFL, NFL championship game. And the first one was the Packers against the Chiefs in the LA Coliseum.
Wow. You had parts of that right, Neil.
I wanted to say Coliseum, but I was like, why would they play there? And yeah, but at least we got Packers, so that's okay.
Well, they move it around every year, so
yeah.
It's the beginning of the end.
Question number 2. The largest private residence in the United States is located where at?
We think this might be the White House.
Pretty sure that this is the Biltmore State, and I'm pretty sure that's in North Carolina.
Yes, Dysentery Blues keyed on it. I'm from North Carolina, and the Biltmore State is also in North Carolina. It's a huge place, and it is the largest private residence.
Thought we were onto something there.
I know.
We changed our underwear just in time for the final round.
Question number 3. What was the building used for George Washington's first inaugural address?
Not positive on this one, but maybe it's Independence Hall.
Yeah, funny you should say that. I'm positive it's not in Philadelphia, because the first presidential residence was in New York City, and I think this was just the Federal Hall in New York City.
All right. Well, the first incarnation of this building has been destroyed, and it was rebuilt in 1812 to make it a little bit larger. It is Federal Hall on Wall Street in New York City.
Jeff's a monster.
Just leading all game.
Yeah, he is.
Now we're just getting bled out over here.
Question number 4. The building used for the coronation of Napoleon.
The most French place I could think of is the Palace of Versailles.
Napoleon was very anti-monarchy, and I think this was Notre Dame Cathedral.
Jeff is killing it. It was Notre Dame, Paris.
There's
a Notre Dame in Reims that a lot of the kings used, but he had his coronation in Notre Dame in Paris.
And the title of this episode went from Jeff is a genius to Jeff is a sick man.
And lastly, question number 5. The home of the Duke Blue Devils University men's and women's basketball teams.
Well, we thought this was our worst answer, but clearly they were all bad. We said NASCAR Arena.
Jeez. And I'll hand this one off to Luke. It is we got 20 points on this one, and he keyed in on it right away.
Cameron Indoor.
It is Cameron Indoor Stadium. Shout out Coach K's last season.
You guys want to hear some final scores?
No.
Oh, I do.
We just pooped our pants.
We gave him dysentery.
Yeah, it looks like
The dysentery spread throughout the studio.
Shouldn't have drank that water, Neil.
Yeah, I know. It's very wet over here right now.
Isn't that cholera? That's waterborne?
I'm sure you can get dysentery through water.
I need to find this out.
Jeff, if you give me the right price, I'll give you dysentery.
I've never seen this before. A team get every question wrong while the other team gets all of them right. You could never guess who won this game. Coming in second today was the Lotharios with 90, but obviously today's cream of the crop with a perfect final round will be the Dysentery Blues.
Yeah, I know. I am living a nightmare, and I am the cream.
Yep, I'm gonna find one of those unjustifiably in a position clips. So
We never win together, Ken. And the one time we were poised to win, just completely, the rug was pulled from under us.
I'm always competitive in the normal game, and then I just can't do the final round.
The one thing we are thankful for today, even though we didn't win, is our Patreon support. And both Micah and Luke are Patreon supporters. And if you'd like to join them and get a bunch of great perks and stickers and bonus audio content, you can go to patreon.com/Triviality Podcast. But for these two in the studio today, thank you both very much for helping to support our show and continuing it to grow.
Parting shots, Micah?
I want to thank the crop for helping me, specifically Marnie and Matt for playtesting the questions.
Too smart.
Shout out to my wife for corralling my daughter and 2 dogs and letting me stay in the closet in peace. And shout out to you guys for the content you put out. We enjoy it. I've never donated Patreon to anything, but I felt compelled to do something for you guys, and I ain't getting up hosting a show out of it. So you guys, it's a great show, and I appreciate you guys putting it out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And what's the name of your wife's podcast, by the way?
So that was a great question. I have no idea right now. They're still working that out. But,
well, you'll let us know, and we'll post it.
I'll let you know. Absolutely.
The name of the podcast is insert here.
The Micah's Wife Podcast.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. She might.
www.micahswife.pod.
And Luke, any parting words from you, sir?
No, you guys were awesome, man. This was the most fun I've had in quite a while.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Love it. I can't believe we won. So you can bleep that out.
There's that bleep. We'll keep that one in.
I gotta say,
right when I'm getting to the end of the podcast edit, just one more thing.
I gotta say, Luke, you came in clutch. You had some answers. The swing round allowed us to get that win. So thanks for carrying me there. I'm glad I could carry you on the final.
Team effort. Yeah, dude.
Apparently, regular rounds are for losers.
Just a waste of time. Yeah, we
don't need that.
But on behalf of Micah, Luke, Ken, Matt, Neal, and myself, Jeff, that was Triviality. Now I can't remember.
Hello.
Yeah, and welcome. Triviality, the game. There we go. Okay, we're good.
Here, I'll just leave
The
it.
game show.
No, you're good. You can put that as an end clip. I don't care. Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where lack of seriousness.